your state affects other people's states too. Like people say, oh, this person doesn't like me. Well, you oftentimes walk in a state that induces that. If you want to change your life, if you want to get on the path, the number one thing is putting yourself in the right state. How do you do it? Quick change in your physiology, radical change. Somebody comes to walk on the fire, they're scared to death. I can't. I go, well, if I said, I can't, I couldn't do it there. Stand tall, put your shoulders back, scream yes, scream yes, go. And they go. 2 seconds ago it was impossible, now they do it. So your physiology is the first component. And by the way, when I did this with Andre Agassi, I then showed him a video of when he lost at the French Open. And he walks on the court like this. He bounces the ball like this. And he looks at the other guy like this, and he goes, and I freeze frame his face doing this. And I said, do you remember that moment? He goes, oh, yes. So I said to him, who is this guy? Look at the difference in how you moved. And then I went to his focus. I said, when you were there and you were in that flip thing in your hair, and you look at the guy, he goes, yeah, I remember that. I go, what were you focusing on? He said, I was looking at that guy and thinking, why did you even show up? And I said, and when you went in like this, and you looked at the guy, and I freeze framed it again, what were you thinking there? He goes, I remember the last time he beat me and thought, I can't go do this again. So your physiology and your focus are like gears that can get you on the path and accelerate the tempo that you make change with. If you listen to the woman a few moments ago, her physiology was very low, meaning her state was low, and her focus was on what won't work. Well, we know where that's going to lead, to a state where you do nothing. Now, there's a third element, the third part of that triangle. These are three patterns. The patterns of how you use your body determine how you feel, and the pattern of what you focus on. But the third one is the pattern of your language. Write down words equal meaning. Words equal meaning, and meaning equals emotion. See, if somebody does something, and after they do it, you go, that person is disrespecting me, as I said the other day, or that person is challenging me, or is that person coaching me, or are they loving me? Right? If you use disrespecting, you're going to feel very different than if you think they're loving on you. How many follow what I'm talking about here? Say I. And we all have certain words that we use regularly that put us in a lousy state. Whenever we're uncomfortable, we use a word and sometimes make it worse. My mom, I remember, she used to be humiliated all the time. Anything would humiliate her because she used that word and attached it to anything that was uncomfortable. And I figured this out one day when I was in a business meeting. I had two partners in business. This was when I was in my early 30s. And both my partners were older. One was in his 50s and one was in his mid-60s. Both very successful guys, but radically different personalities. The guy in his early 60s was really kind of a calm, centered kind of guy. The guy in his, I think it was early 50s, like 51, 52 probably, he was really a stressed out kind of high alpha, go, every moment guy. And we were all partners in a deal. And we went to do a negotiation, and that negotiation changed my life because it wasn't the negotiation, it's what I learned about me and other people. So I'm in this negotiation, and my approach is I'm an honest guy. I don't like playing games. So it's like I just like put everything on the table. I said, look, guys, I'll tell you all the things we know here. I'm going to give you the insights. Here's the inside scoop. Not going to hide it from you in any way. Here's our strengths. Here's our weaknesses. Here's what I really believe we can do that's more than fair for you and more than fair to us. I was like, just let's get to the bottom line because I didn't understand that in business, some people, they need to fight for things in order to value them. If you give them something that's great, they don't value it, and sometimes they try to take advantage. And these guys took what I shared with them and try to flip it and actually leverage us to do something that wasn't right for us. It was really unfair. And it made me really angry because I'd been honest with them. I didn't have to. I could have kept things hidden and negotiated. I was just trying to do what's fair for both of us. So I got really angry. I got pissed off, right? But in the middle of my being angry and pissed off, my one partner was sitting on this side, the one who was really intense, and he's going, because we took a break, and he goes, this is unbelievable. These assholes. He goes, I am livid. I am enraged. I could kill him. And I'm like, dude, I was pissed off, but kill him? I mean, come on, I was like, calm down. It's not that big a deal. His intensity was so extreme compared to mine that it broke my own pattern. How many know what I'm talking about here? Make some noise. You know what I'm talking about here. But I couldn't help but notice while I'm calming him down, my other partner who was sitting on the other side of me was like really calm and didn't seem to be even slightly upset. And I remember looking at him and I was like, but aren't you upset? He goes, I'm a little, annoyed. I said, annoyed? I was annoyed by the word annoyed. Annoyed? You're annoyed? Why aren't you pissed off? Don't you know what they did? He goes, yeah, we should kill them. I said, calm down, right? I couldn't help but notice that all three of us were having such a different emotional experience from the same event. And I got curious. And so, especially my friend that wasn't upset, I said, I don't understand why you're not upset. He goes, and then I thought to myself, I don't think I've ever seen him really upset. And I said, well, how about that time, I remember a time when this IRS agent came and they audited him and they gave him all these penalties and they were totally inappropriate. And he fought the IRS 5 years and won and got all his money back. But it was just this guy really disliked my friend. He was very successful. It was obviously he was very jealous of him. And so he really tried to screw him over. It was really unfair. 5 years of his time and energy, got all his money back. But imagine all that time, energy, upset. And I said, you got to tell me that didn't upset you? He goes, well, I felt a little tinkled. I said, tinkled? He goes, peeved. I said, peeved? Annoyed, tinkled, peeved? I'm like, piss me off. He goes, I'd kill him. I'm enraged. I'm like, calm down. It's not even your life, right? And so I realized that day something really magical. And that is when we have experiences in life, we don't experience the experience, we experience what we label it with. Meaning, imagine your life is what you see, hear, and feel is like a funnel. And then you're going to put those funnels into these little shapes. And the shapes you use regularly are enraged, livid, I'll kill them, or pissed off and frustrated, mad as hell, or peeved, tinkled, and annoyed. So we're all the same experience, but he's converting into peeved, tinkled, and he doesn't get upset. So I finally said to him, don't you ever get upset? What does it mean when somebody does something wrong like that to you or unjust? He goes, Tony, here's what I believe. If you get upset, they win. I was like, wow. So he's trained himself with a different belief, and he's trained himself with a different pattern of words. Yeah, I can't say annoyed or tinkled or peeved and stay pissed off. How many follow what I'm talking about here? So I started playing with these words and started saying, what if I use those words? If I use those words, I wouldn't stay upset. And if I don't stay upset, I'll probably get to the solution quicker. Does that make sense? So I started playing with it a little bit. And it was like somebody tell me something that used to really upset me, make me mad as hell. Like, we've misplaced $125,000 of cash at the time my company was doing like $2 million gross in a year. Not hundreds of millions, not billions, right? I'm like, I was going crazy. What the F? Blah, 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 blah. I just went crazy. I had every right to be crazy, but it didn't make things better. So I learned to train myself. And the person said, we lost $125,000. It's missing in cash. And I was like, that's fascinating. How did you lose that much money in such a short period of time? Right? And by breaking my own pattern, the other person didn't freak out, and we could come to a solution quicker. So if you want to change your life, change your vocabulary. There's certain key words that you're using that put you in a lousy state on a regular basis. The woman earlier, I asked her most stressful thought. She says over and over again, I have to work harder than anybody else and it won't work anyway. Well, she says that over and over again. She hypnotizes herself into believing it's true. And when she believes it's true, she won't do anything. She'll just be frustrated and pissed off and angry and won't follow through. And then she'll see it didn't work.